Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, sorry. Hello. It's almost time. Learn Infinite. I was originally gonna start early and like play some games before we got coaching, but since last night, or not even last night, since yesterday was so crazy rough for me, I was like, you know what? Let's just take a break. We'll do the coaching in the morning. I have an appointment right after coaching, so we'll have to do a lunch break, but then I'll come back and we'll play. And hopefully things will be better. I'm gonna take a second to just like remind myself of what I had shared before. Okay. Tried Frail Warwick first time and got so bit dizzy. It can be dizzying. I love playing family though. It's just not like the strongest line right now. But I love family. Fix my camera because I had never fixed it from yesterday. We have a couple minutes supposed to get started. Usually. It's definitely different, but whatever. Okay, let me pull up my VODs, remind myself. I have a notepad. Should probably put like a message up here. And then I should make sure. Okay, we're good. TFT coaching. So weird. This one video, like, did not want to process on Drive. It's time. I'm a bit nervous. No need to be nervous. Just be ready to learn a lot. Okay. What if he tells me to quit the game? Like, you're unfixable. Unfixable problems. He's too nice to say that. Oh no. Okay. I have to remind myself. Okay, yeah, we did that T-Hex game. I wonder which one he's gonna pick. Okay, while we wait, he's actually streaming right now, so I'll just put us in our little waiting room thing. Oh, he's here. Never mind. Starting the call. Okay. Let me go to.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello, hello. Yeah, I can hear you well.
Oh, good. I can hear you
Do
well
you
as well.
mind yeah, you mind if I grab your like profile so I could link it
Oh, yeah, of course.
and take a peek? Sounds good.
You just want the lol chess, I assume?
Yeah, yeah, low chest, tactics tools, whatever is fine.
Okay. I'll send the tactics tools, but I'm gonna be honest, it's probably gonna say my econ is a C because it's never not been.
I mean, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
That page doesn't matter that much. It's all good.
Okay. Here. I've had a rough 2 days, so I'm very excited for this.
Sounds good. Cool. So I see that you sent some VODs over already.
Mhm.
So we can go ahead and look at that. Other than that, is there anything in particular that you're looking to get out of this session today?
Honestly, I think it's just gonna be a lot of like fundamentals. Some people in my chat have pointed out I have a pretty weak stage 2, so I think that just doing the Brosif thing sounds great.
Sounds good. All right, cool. So open up this drive and then pull out. I'll just pull out the VODs in. I'll go to the Unar game first, actually.
Okay.
And I'll go through that one first because there's more of the stage 2 to be played in that comp in comparison.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right, cool. Can you see this?
Yes, I can.
Cool, perfect. All right, let's go through it. This is Unar game, Scuttle Puddle. Okay, that's a lot of things on the bench. I think holding all of them is fine. I think I personally like to simplify the game here a little bit. But if you want to hold, like that's totally cool. Just to hold some more options. You have Jin, you have Shen, you have two Bruiser. All right. You sell that. You hold. I think this is cool. So you kind of have your opener locked in now, or like your best opener is like kind of clear, and then the rest of the stuff is kind of extra in my opinion, right? So what actually matters here? I think it matters that you have what two Bruiser. You have two Bruiser with Scion. You have Jin pair, I think, or at least one Jin pair, Shen pair, And then you could, if you want to sell these, I think you're a little bit short if you hold the Scion. All right, cool. So from here, do you have an idea of what you want to play already?
Um, Probably not, just because I'm very nervous about being contested most times. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I have things on my board right now. I'll figure it out later. Obviously, since I have the Ionia, I don't know if I checked the path. If it was a path I didn't mind, I would have been maybe leaning that way. But honestly, based off of the way I play, I probably was not locked into anything at this point.
Okay, I'm trying to look for what the path is. You check here somewhere.
I hope I
Maybe we'll
checked.
see. Okay. I'll just see it passively if you check. But while we're going into that, I will say that here's what I would say should be your first and foremost thing that you're considering, which is I would actually be more nervous of not having a solid game plan than be nervous of being contested. Because one thing you'll notice is that there's going to be a lot of decisions that come down the line that require you to be very sharp on knowing what you are doing from the start of the game. So, for example, if you elect to play Yunara from this situation, you need to know two things. You need to know a few things. One, your opener is not that strong. It has the potential to be strong, especially if you get a bow, but it's not strong quite yet. Make sense?
Yeah.
The second, and if you realize that it's not strong, you probably will come to the conclusion that you should be taking econ because your board isn't actually very strong yet. Thirdly, looking at your components, if you win one of the first 3 rounds, you will have a very hard time getting a bow, which means that if you elect to play Yunara, but then go into it with a weak opener, but also without a bow, then your game becomes very hard to play because with your components, you kind of want to have 2 bows very early if possible. It's not like I had a coaching session that happened just recently as well, and they were like nervous about slamming like Vow and making strongest board with a strong board, which is a different situation. Because here, we can't really slam Spark and play a strong board into Yunara. And we're also not offered an augment that is very good for allowing us to win streak. So from here, what you should begin to try to like hone, I think, is to look at what your opener presents you and then what your best comp lean actually is of the comps you know how to play. It doesn't matter if you know how to play 2 comps, it doesn't matter if it's 5 comps, but picking one of them and playing towards them from 2-1 is very, very important for making sure that you're able to play well throughout the game. Do you have any questions about that?
The only question I would have is I'm often presented with situations that like, so this is pretty clear. Like I could, with that advice, I know what I would do. I would play Yunara. But there are so many times that I don't have a real opener. And so then what do you do then?
Oh, I'll tell you the answer. The answer is there's a set of comps that you can play. Actually, the answer is you make gold aggressively and roll on 2-3 for Bard. And then whatever you hit is what you are playing towards. If you hit a Leona, you play towards Diana. If you hit a Draven, you can play towards like the Draven kind of line. If you hit a Vayne, you can play towards Vayne. If you hit a Yasuo, you can play towards Yasuo. If you hit an Ashe, you can play towards Trynd. Those are actually all very available lines that you can play, which all want you to roll for Bard. And it's how Bard is kind of the way that you recover your spot. It used to be like you play to like you just lost streak into like a lost streak comp like Diana or like some old lost streak comps like Cypher or whatever from other sets. But this set, like you can roll for Bard and kind of have a second wind at what your opener presents to you. That's
Okay.
like the other half of the answer. The first half of the answer actually is just pick a strong comp, make econ, and only hold units that can play into a good opener from that comp. So even if you had an opener for nothing else, but you had 1 Jhin, 1 Shen, sell everything else and hold Jins and Shens and Bruisers and Ionias until your opener becomes good and collect the bows off the carousel. And hopefully by stage 3, you will have a strong enough board in order to be able to win. If you're a little bit away from making some key upgrades, like you have like like a Leona pair or like a Zinzao pair or a Nautilus pair or like another Bruiser pair or like multiple of them. You can also roll a little bit on 3-2 to make your board good and then play the game from there as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
Cool. Like I think counterintuitively enough, the game is much easier if you decide to make econ if you elect to make econ earlier. Like your game becomes like the number of options you can do go down. But
Yeah.
the your strength on the options that you do have goes up. And you need a lot of executional skill to be able to really leverage the fact that you have so many units around you, which like very very few people can do. Like Setsuko can like giga flex whatever on his board, and it'll become stronger over time in a way that like a lot of people can't see, including myself. But if you can't do that, like most players, including me a lot of the time, it's good to hold more gold, or it's good to make more gold so that you are more powerful on the line that you are playing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's especially important on a composition that people tend to play a lot and tends to be more contested. I remember back in the Star Guardian meta last set, I actually had a huge advantage over a lot of my opponents because I would not, if I had like an opener for Star Guardians, I would not bother holding any of the other stuff, which means I have more econ, I have more gold to hold things that are good on that comp, and I'm also making more interest than my opponents over time. That's how you gain an edge on these type of comps. So I think that I'd be perfectly happy like just selling here everything that it doesn't have to do with Yunara, or selling everything that doesn't have to do with Caitlyn, for example, if you want to play that comp, or honestly, picking your favorite one opener and selling everything else is actually totally cool, or like favorite one or two from what you were offered. And that makes your game a lot easier to play and a lot easier to, like, you're just going to hit more because you're up more gold on average over the course of the game.
Interesting. Yeah, I really liked by the end Fast 9 Jugs last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was it was like both narrow, but I was also kind of holding a lot because I was always just trying. I always play for win streak, and that's kind of not always the case. Like that's not what I should be doing, which is why my econ suffers a lot.
Right. Yeah, I see that makes sense. All right, so take a peek here. Let's see what you pick here. You take 2 trick.
Yeah, because I like to play for win streak.
Yeah, I think playing for win streak is fine. I'm curious to see how you do it. Like there are some things that you would need to do to play towards this well. And we'll see if you can do them well. Like it probably can fit your play style. I don't want to like morph the way you play, but also if you play for win streak, I'm pretty sure you have to be willing to slam this spark. Otherwise, you're not really playing for playing for win streak. You're going to mixed streak, I think.
Yeah.
So here you win. That's good. How come we can't pick this up?
I
You need
don't
3
know.
slots.
It's a
You need
bug.
3 slots. Oh, is it? Yeah, you're not supposed to require 3 slots. I think in combat phase you will need 3 slots.
It's crazy. I got so angry.
Yeah. So here, it's planning phase. Now you can pick it up. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I think the game is actually kind of telling us what to play.
Yeah, it wanted us
Kind
to
of.
play Lysandra, kind of.
Yep, I agree with that. Level. All right, this is actually fine. The TF's not that strong. It's actually kind of weaker. It doesn't really matter. Winning. All right, cool. Spot's okay. If you need a Slamma Spark to win, you probably should. I think this might have been the turn, but you might have lost anyways. I think with Spark you probably win, but it's kind of close. I think
But I have one with Jin.
Jin is better than TF here
Yeah.
because TF is a lot better against like more units, but there's not many units that he's hitting at once, so he's not doing that much damage. Took a tier. Okay. How did you come to picking this composition? Like, did you know what you were playing here?
I think I was still leaning towards like a Rise board. Yunara,
A rise
Lysandra.
board.
Yeah, Yunara, Lysandra.
Yunar Lysandra. Okay. That's fine here, I think. Um,
Because I didn't have any belts, so like I don't like to go Lysandra unless I can guarantee a Volibear, because I think it's kind of dog. So
yeah.
I just
Did you
I
know that you would win this round?
would I?
Well, did you like is there I'm asking like if you knew you didn't have to make an item to win this round.
Oh. I mean, I think if I would have put the Invoker back in, I don't. Yeah, I have no idea actually. I'm not very good at gauging the fights with the items.
Okay, if you're not very good at gauging the fight, you need to make your items more aggressively.
Okay.
Like you don't it's a lot better to make the item and then not need it than to need the item and not make it, basically. In most cases.
Yeah, for sure. I think if I
All
had
right.
the Anivia in instead of the Jin, I actually probably would have won that. Or even instead of the Scion.
I mean, it's just better than Ionia. Like the
Yeah.
weakest unit on the board is this unit right here. If you want, you also could have leveled here and it would have been even okay on one win. Not that good, but it would have been a little bit stronger. Also, Mundo is stronger than Scion on this board right now. Get a Mundo in the shop. Okay, so here's kind of what I. So you want to play through Yunara Lysandra? Okay, that makes sense. Ginsu, sure. Make Vow, right? Okay, so I have one thing to say about this one. Do you think Gargoyles is a better item than Vow?
I did it for the Skarner unlock later.
Um, do you play Skarner on your Yunara Lysandra board?
If I end up going into the Yunara 9-5, I do, which again, I'm like, I'm a flex player, quote unquote, which honestly just means I'm very indecisive and I play what I hit, which is not what I'm supposed to be doing, apparently.
Oh, I mean, the thing is, like, there's. Okay, wait. So, wait. Give me 1 second here. What's your thought process behind what your board is likely to be in the end of the game? So you said surely there's a Yunara and the Lysandra on it, right?
Yeah, I know that Lysandra will probably be
Mm-hmm.
there. I know that
Yeah.
Yunara is probably going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
In an ideal scenario, there's maybe a Kindred. That could be
Okay.
cool. But it depends on what I
Wait.
hit, right? Like if I hit a 5 cost early,
Right.
I just, just go to the 9-5. If I hit a Lysandra early, then sweet. Maybe we go for Rise instead, because items are flexible. Um,
Oh, okay.
like
So you're willing to play both
I'm willing
Yunara
to
with
play
and without
whatever I
Lysandra.
hit. Yeah.
Right.
And like
Okay.
so at this point, like there are 3 variants of Yunara that I'm comfortable with. I'm comfortable
Mm-hmm.
playing the Yunara 9-5, the one that's like just posted on TFT Academy. I'm comfortable playing the Rise variant, and I'm comfortable
Mm-hmm.
playing the variant with Set. I would say the variant with Set is the one that I'm most comfortable with. Um,
Okay.
so it really just kind of depends, and it's both a strength and a weakness. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. So here, okay, that makes sense. The reason why I mentioned such a thing is because from here, I would be like looking to make some items from this spot, especially like really early. I would have the preference to make items, and the moment you start making some of these items because you're like flexing or because you're streaking, um, it starts locking in the like kinds of units that you can play. Like if you were to make an AP item, it then becomes very hard to play through Yunara, for example. Which basically the thought process. So I think the strength. So the here. Okay, I figured out the right thing to say here. One, I think it is definitely actually a strength that you are willing to play between different things. I think it's a weakness that you're unwilling to. You're in some cases unwilling to commit resources to improve your current spot because you're trying to keep things more open. the first and foremost priority is to maximize the resources that you have between your HP and your gold. And then after doing that, then you try to execute the skill of picking between the different things that I can play with the items and the units that I have committed right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So like your skill is actually like really valuable, but you gotta actually like make sure you brush up on the basics of making your board as strong as you can in order to gain incremental advantages over all of your opponents. And if you do both, then it's really good.
Yeah, that was something when
But
I worked with Saint. He said the most important thing for it was last set, but it would carry over into this set was always going into every round thinking about what is my strongest board right now. So every round I'm trying to ask what is my strongest board? What is my strongest board? What is my strongest board? Within reason,
yeah, that's
because
good.
then I started working with Ripple and he was like, "Yes, to a degree, but now your item economy is bad." So now I have an identity crisis, Brosive. I'm having a
Mm-hmm.
hard time here.
Yeah, it's like I mean you don't want to you basically I think Ripple's concern is that if you make certain items it limits you on what you can play. So if you have a game plan for what you can play or what you want to play, you should make your strongest board that doesn't kick you off the comp you want to play, basically. Like
I
if you
see.
want to play Yunara and you're like, but my strongest board is Spark, and you like your hand shaking and you make the Spark, you can no longer play Yunara if you like waste one of your items.
I see. Okay, got it.
Yunara's good. It's also Gold Ionia. We're playing something that's not good on our board, I think. You should have played 4 Invoker here, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, wait, do you have the 4th? No, you don't have a 4th. Never mind. I thought you had a 4th Invoker. Never mind, this is fine. Do we miss anything? We should have... So here we should be holding... Okay, here's a very common mistake. Do you know... okay, basically not having an Ashe or not having a Yasuo or not having a Draven or not having a Nautilus is it's definitely not worth the pre-level. Like whatever you get out of this pre-level on average, I would have preferred to have a box that turns my gold into Nautilus, Draven, Yasuo, Ashe, I think. And the reason why is because, well, you don't have anything to put in on the next level right now. And while it is true that did you get this off the carousel, Leonara? You didn't. While there's a 3/5 chance that you actually got a Yunara off of the pre-level, on average, you still want to be holding the other units so that, especially if and when you hit this, you can take advantage of it. And like here, even if you want a pre-level because you think some of the units aren't that good, you want to make sure you hold one of these quick strikers because you kind of know that you're already playing Yunara from this spot, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, just make sure you hold the stuff. I am a big pre-level hater. I recommend people to never pre-level if they don't know exactly what they're doing around it.
I used to not do it, and then somebody taught me to do it, and now I do it too much.
Yeah. You basically cannot be wrong by never pre-leveling, in my opinion. Um, I want to go over something which I think is important. Um, so here you make red buff instead of Kraken, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you make red buff instead of Kraken. Do you know how to figure out which one is actually stronger?
Like looking at the data explorer.
That one helps. Yeah, that one helps. Here's what I'll say, and I'll give you the logical reason why I think that Kraken is better here, and you should primarily be prioritizing your core damage items on your units before you prioritize anti-heal and Sunder. So, what does anti-heal accomplish in the game? What does it do?
It prevents other people from healing.
It prevents them from healing. That's effectively the same thing as increasing your damage against them because their healing is reduced, right?
Yeah.
There's some there's some math that I won't get too deep into, but I would be very surprised if anything was healing like 2000 HP or more in a fight. I think like 2000 HP is like a very, 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 very large amount to heal in a fight already. And if you reduce the healing by 33%, it goes down to 1200. So by having red buff, you dealt 800 more damage to them, to that unit that healed. And not all units heal. Wukong doesn't heal. Tarek doesn't heal. Nautilus doesn't heal. There's like a lot of stuff that doesn't heal very much, right? And the question is, does Kraken give you more than 800 damage compared to red buff? And I think the answer is yes. Your Yunara doesn't have that much AD, and also Kraken kind of like gives an attack speed carry or a marksman basically all they want. It gives them AD and attack speed, and like the base stats are not bad as well. So the combination of AD and attack speed that you get from Kraken for a unit like Yunara, I think outpaces what you would get from reducing your enemy's healing. And sometimes, not even sometimes, like a reasonable portion of the time, the anti-heal does almost nothing because the target doesn't heal. Does that make sense?
Interesting. I thought anti-heal was so important this set, so I have been told I favor it a little bit too much, perhaps. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like anti-heal is good, and I like to make it. I just don't like replacing like the core, because the core items on like especially hyper carries, or like especially carries that are doing almost all of your team's damage with those things. So for example, like I don't like anti-heal on Diana because she's supposed to do almost all the damage on your team. I don't like anti-heal on Yunara because she's supposed to do almost all the damage on your team. You should probably not, I mean, like it's good on Senna because she's not your primary carry most of the time and she hits the whole board. And then like Mel solo carry isn't really much of a thing. Like anti-heal and Draven's not that good if you're primary Draven. If you're primary Kindred, anti-heal is not that good. You don't really want to put anti-heal on your Renekton. Anti-heal on MF is like pretty good actually, but that's because like she doesn't. It's because like she's the red buff item. Okay, the reason why it's better on Yunara on MF is because she doesn't need AD as much as Yunara does. It's kind of complicated.
How do you
but
determine that? I would actually love to know if you don't mind.
sure. So I think so. Yeah. Okay. The big thing. Okay, I'll explain this first, and then I'll explain this here. The way you determine that like red buff is like. Okay. Actually, sorry, I've misrepresented this a little bit. Red buff is not a bad item at all in Yunara, but the problem is it primarily fulfills the role of what the Rage Blade does. So you've built 2 attack speed items instead of getting your Kraken, which is your AD heavy item.
Okay, got it.
Like if you built this over Ginsu, I'd be fine with it because they fill the same role. But now you've skipped out on the more core item with an item that does something that you already have in your build.
It's like building a Wit's End with a gunblade.
Yeah, exactly. It's like building Wit's End BT. Or like even Seeker's BT, which people do wrong nowadays. Yeah. So yeah, the other reason why I think like as your casting item, this is totally cool. Like red buff is an item that helps you cast and that gives you attack speed and cast. So like over Ginsu is fine. Or over like Shojin on MF would be fine as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. Gonna roll on the next turn, Archangels. What do you make? Adaptive? Tier. Okay, sure. Lotus is fine. He kept a lot of stuff. Okay. Okay, I figured something out. You need to roll more on level 8.
I need to roll more?
I think so.
Oh.
Because here's the thing. There are different levels of there are different levels of resources that people have by this point in the game. Yeah, they're like you roll for Yunara too
I'm
here.
sorry,
The
everyone in
thing
my
is,
chat is literally typing "thank God," so I'm just laughing. I guess I
I
need
mean,
to roll more.
yeah, it's like these fights are kind of close, right? And like we're in the late game already. Like we're seeing the same thing, right? So like here we're in the late game, right? Um, every fight, every fight you win or lose basically gives you plus or minus one placement about by this point in the game. You lose these fights all by a little bit, and you're low in HP. Like you are 50 something, you're 5 lives. If you lose like or like you're 5.5 lives maybe. Um, so what I see here is the following on this board. I see that our tank is a 2-star 1 cost, which is a little bit too weak for right now, considering our HP. If you're 100 HP is a different story. Or like if you're 85 HP is a different story, right? Because then you can like comfortably make it to level 9 and still have 2 lives left, but you're not in that situation. You have to win these rounds. So what you're doing here is you're saying, like, did you expect to win all these rounds, or what did you imagine would happen? Like, how many of these rounds would you expect to win from this board? Hello? Test, test?
Oh, I'm
Did I
muted.
unplug my
Sorry.
headphone?
I think I was trying to go 9,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't expect to win many rounds at this point. I was just gonna
Do you have a
roll on
number?
9.
Like, what do you think was the average?
Maybe 1.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The average is 1. So if you're winning on average 1, you're losing 3, right? If you lose 3, you lose about like 10 HP a round. So you're 26. I mean, you'll be 26. Like you'll be 26. This is like a little bit generous. You'll be 26 gold. It'll be 26 HP. You'll be level 9 with like 2 lives, probably, maybe 3, but probably 2. And then I don't know if you have enough gold to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Like here's the thing. The thing is, you're playing a 4-cost comp, right? And while it is true that you have the Yunara upgraded, it doesn't actually matter unless your frontline is good enough here. And here it's not. Like the problem with our so I assume you thought that like you could just unlock the set and then put the set in over the Sona and then you're just fine, right?
I wanted to just go for set at this point because I was scared. So I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, I just want to get to 9, get a 2-star set, and like maybe that will do something for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think what you would want to prioritize at all points in the game is making sure that your frontline is well upgraded, I think, or like your frontline is good enough. It's a little bit hard to see here, but your frontline right now is not that strong, and you don't have enough HP to justify having. So you actually lost 20 HP in wait 2 rounds. Wait, there's 4 rounds. Oh, okay, sorry, I miscounted. Never mind. But at 36 HP, you're like what? You're like 3 lives, and if you're ever at 1 life, you should basically consider yourself dead. Like you should not you should plan around your game as if being 1 round is dead. So you want to avoid being 1 life in most situations at all costs, because then you have like no buffer zone, and like if you lose one more time, you're dead. So in that case, we need to win some rounds more approximately, and in order to win the rounds, you need to have a better front line. So like here's where you want to use your flex skill to like probably not play around the Jin, probably not play around like one of these other Ionias, and roll for a board that makes your board stronger. Like I would have loved, like here's the spot where I would have loved to see the Skarner. Like the play I would have loved to have seen here is here on 4-2, you have Skarner unlocked already because you gargoyle someone else already. And then you roll for some combination of 1 legendary, 5 Ionia, Quick Striker, and then either Skarner 2 or Tarek 2. If you hit Wukong 2, you can stop. If you hit Skarner 2, you can stop. If you hit Tarek 2, you can stop. But on stage 4, it's like really, really critically important that your frontline is good enough, and that usually means having a 4-cost tank.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good to yeah.
Yeah, it's like the big thing is having the critical thing is having the strong 4-cost tank in order to support your team, especially with a carry that like builds like Ginsu. Lose to Emilio, Senna, it's not bad. Okay, you went 9 here because
fear.
yeah. So this is actually like a very, very common mistake that people make, and I'll outline what it is. The mistake is you play in such a way that there are no rounds in the game that you win. This game is the TF like placing well in TFT is all about optimizing, finding the most rounds that you can win over the course of the game and saving the most HP. And in order to do that, you want to basically invest your resources such that you become quite strong over as many different periods of time as possible, which usually requires you to roll large amounts of gold when you can become strong, and then after that, save gold over time until you roll again when you can become strong again. What you don't want to do is you don't want to like not spend the gold when you can spike your board and then roll a small bit of gold the moment you hit 9. That basically results in not improving your board as nearly as much as you possibly could. So like here, on average, you will not hit anything that's stronger than having a Wukong 2, Tarek 2, or Skarner 2. We could have hit that on level 8 3 turns ago and won all of these rounds. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so if you could so with this knowledge, you can kind of see that like no 4-cost tank means I'm going to lose a lot on stage 4. If I'm going to lose a lot on stage 4, I'm going to lose a lot of my lives. I also have the resources. Like you've done a good enough job econing that I actually can hit the 4-cost tank here, which is good. So I should try to. I should try to hit the 4-cost tank here and then make a board that is strong enough to win. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Here's the other really important thing. The other really, really important thing is that I think your items are like misprioritized. So with that understanding that we want to have a 2-star 4-cost tank here and that we can get it, we have 6 items that we can make, right? How should you try to make those 6 items? What do you think those 6 items should be? We already have these Yunara items. They're locked in. What do you want your other 3 items to be, considering you already had a Gargoyles?
Well, let's see. Do I have Sunder on this board yet? No, I need Sunder, so I would want Even Shroud. And then I would probably want like a Visage and then my set items. So like
That's it. No, you only
Hodge.
have 6 items.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So I think your inclination was right. Your inclination that you're supposed to build 2 more tank items is 100% right. Because 2-star 4 cost is better than 1-star 5 cost. So because you should, once you know that you want to play towards a 2-star 4 cost, you need to know that you can need to complete your item set on your gargoyles. That's really, really important. Does that make sense? Like if you have the gargoyles, you
Then
have your
yeah, you
damage items
need
already.
something else with
We need
the
frontline.
yeah.
Exactly. Cool. That's like the other thing that like you need to be doing really consistently, which is completing item sets because the items scale really well off of each other.
Yeah, I remember from your video, the 3-item
Mm-hmm.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Lose barely there. Wukong pair. Is this round close? Kinda close. This round's actually pretty close. Um if you're playing with, here's one thing, one like quick little tip I'll give you. If you're playing with or against set, it's better to be on the right side. The right side is better. If map is
Really?
not symmetrical, yeah. Because if you're on the left, if you're against set, set is gonna slam your left side of the board, right? Because it comes from there, like your left side. Like the set will come from here and then slam into your carries here, which is bad. So you want to be right side. If you're playing with set, you want him to tank a little bit
Oh.
for your carries and like throw their melee units away from where your carries are.
Wait, that
Because
makes
that's what they're
so
gonna.
much sense. Yes.
Yeah, right side's just always right side's better for this. Right side's better for Diana because you can anti Diana.
Positioning's like my favorite thing. Wait, I'm so happy you just told me that.
Yeah. Right side is basically better all the time. In fact, last game I might have placed better if I was right side instead of left side, just because right side's just better. So
Okay, okay.
here yeah, make sure you're right side, because I think you would have won or at least killed more units if you were on the right side of this board. Orn too.
I love Orin.
I want to point something briefly out here. Is there a particular reason why you liked Void Staff here?
For set, it's just kind of like man does magic damage and I don't have shred. It was a very basic thought.
Fair enough. How much magic does he do?
Uh, some.
Not very much. It's a lot. All the real damage is true damage. So that guy doesn't want Void Staff.
Oh, well, infinite learning already.
Yeah. We won a round. That's good. Set should always go on the outside. Set should never be in the middle like this under any circumstances. Set is not a unit until he starts doing sit-ups. So you want to turn him into a real unit as quick as possible. In fact, there's a school. Like, look what happens here. He doesn't do anything, and then he dies, and the fight is over. There's a school of thought, or like there's a group of people that solo frontline their set because they wanted to die faster.
I've tried that a few times and then I didn't like it as much, so I've started doing the putting him on the side thing. I don't know why I moved him in the middle there, actually.
Yeah, me neither. Adam's on Orin too. That's good. You win. That's good because we win now because we have our set 2. We also have an Orin 2. With we have a 2-star 5 cost with our item, which is good. Did we skip Kindred Pair? Do you have Tarek on the board? You do. Okay, this is honestly fine. Why do we take Gunblade? What if it doesn't really matter? None of the items actually do anything here. Barely win. That's good. This is barely lose, right? Oh, barely win. Okay, that's good.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I win this game.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
I bet it's the artifact. I told you I got bailed up by an artifact. I was not gonna win without that item on set and like the 2-star Orn and
It's pretty
all of
good.
that.
Yeah, so you make it out here. If you can reliably get here with not 1 health left, I would actually call it like a reasonable adjustment to like a reasonable play. But unfortunately, a lot of the time we are dead.
Yeah,
and
we
I
lose
think
a lot this one. I was sweating all game.
yeah, it's like, and the reason why it comes down to it is because of how you're making these. It's like how you're deciding what you play and how you make items. So like by this point in the game, before you take Pandora's, we have almost no items made. Like we have I guess we have Ginsu Gargoyle, but like we don't even make them until 3-1, 3-2. Yeah, we don't have any items made all of stage 3, and we have like a lot of AP units sticking around when we're still trying to build AD. That like these are the two things that kind of the transition that cost you some HP. Like you didn't make any items early, which probably cost you a half or not, or maybe one life. And also here you're stuck playing a lot of AP units because that's what you have, but you're not building around AP items. So you have AP synergies without AP items, meaning that your board's gonna be weaker than it actually should be.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Take a look at another one, but that was a good one to go over.
Yay. Okay. Yeah, I was
This
like, I got
one,
bailed out in that one, but there's some stuff in there.
Diana. You trying to play Diana? Let's see what you do
Yeah,
here.
I'm not good at forcing comps.
Why not?
Usually it requires you to lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what's the difficulty do you find with losing?
High anxiety.
I see. So how come you were okay with losing the here? You didn't think you'd lose, did you?
I didn't.
Okay,
I
that's
did
fair enough.
not.
Aura farming. Oh my god.
Thank you. That was my reaction.
Wait, you clicked it.
Yeah, because it could be good.
That's fair enough. All
What
right,
if that
so
was a
I think
kindred? Direction. I pick aura farming for direction.
I mean this gives you direction too.
I mean, it does. It just gives me a direction I don't like.
Yeah, makes sense. Did you roll for Bard? You have to roll for Bard. I don't know how to say this other than the fact that if you don't roll for your Bard, you're losing like 8 gold a game.
Oh, yeah, no, I did not roll for Bard.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
You should have because it gives you money for free on average. That's the best way I can
I
put it.
learned that this
And
game.
this comp plays uses the money well. It uses the distribution of money well. 5 loss, that's good. No bow, not good. Taking gold, sure. I would have taken Destiny, but taking the gold here is fine. What did I just do?
It's okay. I almost rage quit after this game, too.
All right, so we got to this. We made an IE. How do we get to this IE? You get a Seraphine bow? That's good. Wait, I'm confused. How do we get to this IE? You made it on Draven. Oh, you made it here. Um, why do you like IE here? Specifically on this turn.
I was afraid
Uh-huh.
and crit good.
On who?
Anyone?
Okay, fair enough. So here's the important thing is like with these comps, I think if you thought about it, you'd be able to figure out what the important sets of items to make are. And like the order is like very stringent, actually. It's like in Diana, you want what do you want?
Well,
You want 3
you
items in
need
the
the
Diana.
BT, the Titans, and the
Yeah,
Ginsu.
BT Titans Ginsu, right? And then what do you want after that? It's like some combination of tank items and utility items is what you want. So like tank items or like Morello Void. That's what you want. BT doesn't go in there. Even like, or sorry, not BT. IE doesn't fit in there. You can't really make what if you make one AD carry item, you want to make more. Otherwise, the first AD carry item is very bad. But if you make more of them, you can't make tank items, and then your Dyna is screwed. And you're not making utility items, your Dyna is also screwed. So by making this, you're sending yourself behind in a way that you don't really want to be behind in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was definitely questionable.
Yeah. So you gotta make all the sets of items on the Dyna first. Like that's actually step number one. Um,
I told you
and the same
anxiety
thing.
is bad though. I saw my health. I'm like, oh my god, it's 3-2. I'm at 63 health. Like, what's going on?
Uh, yeah, yeah, but like if you if you make the item here, you will just know in your head you will be giving back the HP later is the problem. Like the HP is gonna be given back because I have a dead IE is the problem. So that's why you don't want to make it. Just like no,
Yeah.
just
I think in
there's
my mind, I'm like remembering now the reason I built IE specifically is I was thinking I already have my BT. I can't make anything out of the tank item because I need that for the Titans. I technically don't need the crit glove unless I wanted QSS, which I didn't want to. I was lose streaking, so I was like, I'm gonna go for my actual BIS. So I was like using these two items, like I'm not gonna use them anywhere else. I might as well just make an IE so that I don't bleed out as much. I'm pretty sure that's why I did it.
yeah, that makes sense. I don't think the other items are actually as weak as you think they are. Like you actually will need them. Like let's take a look at your 4-1 spot. So now I would have won the IE because I could make. We don't have a bow. We could. I mean, like, there's no AD unit at all that you want to put this on. So I would have even. I would even like have much preferred having Shojin JG here would be great. I think
Okay.
because both those items can also go on the Diana and they're better than IE, and they can go on a backline carry, which is going to be on Seraphine after or even Azir later.
Yeah,
So
that
like
makes
I'm
sense.
actually
That was
cool with
definitely
them in
just
the
like a
item.
panic decision because it's like when I have like specific milestones that I've
Mm-hmm.
set in my head of like where my health should be at the various
Mm-hmm.
stages, and if I'm
Yeah.
below that, I don't know, I start to freak out.
Yeah. Like I think the idea to make an item here is right. It just the item you make, I think you can just make a Shojin here as well. It's like fine. You'd make like Shojin Vi,
Okay.
or you can make a JG or oh no, you can't make JG. You could just it would just be a Shojin or a Hodge. Both are actually fine. Da-da-da. Yeah, Diana. I've here. I'll tell you a little story. I actually also slightly overmake items in this comp compared to how some professional players play it. I've had to like you're what you're supposed to do that leads to like the best placement on average is being like super hyper giga strong on stage 4. So you try to greed as much as you can. Like you greed like all the quality you possibly can greed until you get to 4-1. When you get to 4-1 or like 3-6, mostly 4-1, you try to make sure you have absolutely the strongest setup that you possibly can have in this comp, which means not making Hodge if you can avoid it, not making items that delay your utility if you can avoid it, and just not making that not making things that don't make your board as strong as they possibly can be on 4-1. So you're like loading the slingshot kind of until you like make everything.
Okay, how do you handle this might be a silly question, but like how do you handle the transition then?
Uh
Because I
you will make
find
some of
that
your
like
you,
when I greed a lot, there have been several like yesterday specifically, I had several games that I absolutely should have gotten first in just due to my like
mhm.
superior econ, the amount of items I had, like everything. But I would get to the turns and I would get so dizzy and I would bleed out like I was trying to get everything online and then I would bot 4 and it's frustrating to like play the early game well for that kind of play style and then not be able to pull it off.
uh you have to roll. Like the easy answer is you roll earlier, and the hard answer is prepare what you need to do in your mind the turn before, or like the 2 turns before, or the 3 turns before. There's like little optimizations you can do to make it easier to accomplish what you want to do. So like putting units together that you want to sell in the next turn, rolling maybe a turn earlier, using your team planner to better identify units that you can and cannot hold. Like you should not spend time thinking about if you want Yunara or not here. You just want to focus on like making sure you have everything on the board that you actually want to have. The board ended up here fine, but that's what you'd want to do. You want to prepare as best you can. Um, yeah, you want to prepare as best you can, and you want to make sure you're doing things in the right order and buffering as much of the thought you can in the turn into earlier, so you can get everything off.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, in terms of positioning Diana, if you ever play this again, you always, always, always want your strong tank on the same side next to your Diana. So I know you know to put Diana here or here, but the Tarek also always has to follow the Diana. Otherwise, she's in a lot more danger if there's a strong unit in this corner because they just kill Nico and then they start hitting the Diana and now they're dueling each other. But you don't want it to be a fair fight. You want the Tarek to be tanking for the Diana, and then you want this unit to be being killed by the Diana, basically.
Okay.
Cool. I think that's like. Oh, you get to a pretty good board here.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like it's still a top four, but it was like not rolling for the Bard was a huge, huge
Yeah, yeah.
mistake. Like I could have placed so much better, you know. Oh yeah, that one won't buffer for whatever reason. I have no idea why, which is annoying because that's probably the one that's most traditionally like how I play.
Oh, I should have pre-downloaded this. My bad. We can take a look at this one though while that
It's
one's
okay. It's
downloading.
okay.
So we take a look at this one.
Oh yeah, this was my first time actually trying the T Hex. And I had like a couple more specific questions because like I didn't know if I'm supposed to stay five to roll for Caitlyn and like that kind of stuff. Like it's just more of like a I think this was a Caitlyn. I think this was a T Hex spot. I was very uncomfortable the entire game, but I'm pretty sure I executed it fairly well.
Looks fine. Whether or not, so if you roll on, so I think usually you should just basically always be rolling on 5 instead of 4, unless you somehow have way more of the other units compared to Caitlyn's, which will almost never be the case.
Okay.
Here's the other thing I'll say. You what level you roll on depends on your ratio of Caitlyn's to your other units.
Oh.
So if you're missing, you have to think about the number that you're missing. You're missing 3 Caitlyn's, two Vi, two
Oriana's.
Oriana,
Yeah.
two Loris, right? This is pretty normal. This is very normal. The moment you get to 7 Caitlyn's and you're missing 2 Loris, you want to push your level up and to level 6.
Okay.
The reason why is because, well, even at level 6, you're more likely to hit a Kate than a Loris, and you're missing 2 of each. You want to have them hit it like Caitlyn 3 without Loris 2 doesn't do anything, or like it's not useless, but it basically doesn't do anything because you don't get the dino, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be running that little math equation in your head, and if you're you want to level if you're too far from Loris compared to your Caitlyn. 8 Caitlyn's to 8 Caitlyn's 1 Loris, you for sure want to level.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Here you level to 6. Here you do it. Here it's off by a little bit because you don't have 7 Caitlyn's, you have 6.
Yeah.
There's actually a pretty meaningful difference between having 7 and 6, and
Oh, really?
yeah, it's like fine. It's actually fine to do. No, it's not fine. You want to go up with the same number because it's not like there's 0. Your chance of hitting Loris isn't 0 on this level. It's still 20%, right? So, if you look at level 6, that's when the odds like get really close, right? Like 30 and 25 are really close. I think there's one more 1 cost this set compared to 3 cost. If I have that right. Yeah, there's one more 1 cost. Meaning that your chances of hitting these at level 6 are very close. So having these numbers of number that you're missing be not the same is very bad because you will hit the Loris 2 on average and then be rolling only for the Caitlyn on 6, which is a slight waste of gold. So it was better to roll on 5 until you find one more Caitlyn and then you push level 6 for these odds.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
You end up exactly in the spot that I mentioned. You actually can unlock it. Actually, it's a little bit odd because you don't have any of these. But yeah, you're actually in a spot that's fine because you're missing. The thing is, like the odds for the 2 costs are like very similar between 5 and 6 as well. You should have re-leveled. Oh, okay.
No?
What's the benefit of leveling here?
Seraphine?
You already have one.
But I could get another.
What does the second one do?
Get me closer to T-Hex? Be damage? I don't know.
I
Sometimes
think
I
it's
just
over. Wait,
sometimes I
yeah,
just vibe. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah. No, that's
Sometimes I just
fair.
do it because I'm like, oh, this is the level that I should
Yeah,
be
I think
level 7.
I think I'm the opposite of that. I think I'm a protocol guy. All right, so the protocol here is
Sorry.
we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-star levels of piltovers, right? You need to upgrade 2 of them. We should not be pumped any XP here. 0. We should be pumped 0 XP.
My
You
bad.
want your T-Hex as quickly as you can feasibly get it without completely ruining your econ. Like what I mean by that is like if you can get it at any point and be above 20 gold on average, do it. It's 100% worth it. So what I see here is that you just need to hit this Vi. Oh no, you need to hit the Vi and the Loris. Or you need to hit the Vi and the Oriana. You need to hit 2 of the Vi, the Caitlyn, and the Oriana as quickly as you possibly can, in order to get the TX right now. Like you're aiming for it too late. Like if you watch me play, I'm like the moment I'm in a spot where I'm on average gonna hit it, I send it, and that's usually on like 3-3, 3-5, 3-6, or 3-7. I am
Oh,
not even thinking about pressing the level button even a single time past exactly 0 XP level 6 until I have my T-Hex.
do you get nervous about being able to make it to 9 though to roll for your T-Hex too?
No, mining drill gives you 5 gold a turn.
Oh, I've never even taken that one.
Oh, that one's the best one right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Like the tier list of meta TFT is approximately correct. Now we get caught in jail because we don't have our 2 costs. Yeah, basically we kneecapped our 2 cost odds because we leveled. Like we brought it from 40 to 30. And then the issue here is that we kind of we still don't have the T-Hex, which you'd want to play a lot. Basically, just know that you want to play very, very aggressively for the T-Hex here, and that should be your like utmost priority.
Okay.
It's kind of the same idea for a lot of reroll comps.
That's why I
Like
don't
reroll
play a
comps,
lot of reroll. I think it's just the nervousness again, like the anxiety of not being able to level.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
it's like yeah, no, that makes sense. It's just that knowing the priorities. It's knowing what the priorities are, but also knowing what like you should get anxious about not hitting. That's what you should get. Like if you've seen like Shoma TFT play, that guy is like real paranoid about not hitting, which means he does everything he can to be able to hit. Like the leveling's not the important thing. Leveling without hitting doesn't do anything. So in these comps, like uh you want to be focused on being able to hit your upgrades. Okay, so and like briefly here, just follow this. Follow this priority. If you pick anything other than this, you lose like 1,000 placements on average, and that's not an exaggeration.
Oh,
You need to pick in this order, basically.
okay. I've picked pretty
Yeah,
close, but I've definitely never taken mining drill. All right. This is actually good to know.
yeah, cool. All right. I think that's like approximately what we have time for today because I am booked for after.
Yeah, no
I think like
worries.
you end up like we end up like in a pretty good spot, but the thing that like the thing that drags your LP up basically is how quickly you're able to accomplish things. Like how quickly can you make a good board? How strong are you over the course of the game? And uh having the TX earlier does exactly that, right? Like the challenger players hit TX earlier because they are playing for the TX earlier, and that's what allows them to do well in that elo. And it's the same for a lot of other comps, like being able to be stronger earlier and be stronger on average over a longer period of time is what helps a lot. That includes items, that includes when you roll, that includes a bunch of stuff that basically all factor together in the game. Do you have any final questions for me for as to anything in the game or anything related to what we covered?
No, this is fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that your next session goes really well.
Yeah, not a problem. One last thing is Spirit Link is this comp is a burst comp. So if you can, you want to pick something that allows you to kill your opponents faster rather than something that allows you to stall. If you're against T-Hex, you actually really want to be taking Spirit Link, and you're scared of it because it can heal your backline enough that the T-Hex can't kill them.
Okay. Okay.
So we're looking here. Where's the augments here? Oh. Like, know your enemy is great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like a lot of people run Piltover, and dealing more damage up front is good. Also,
I mean, I guess it's also nice to know who you're fighting next because if I'm actually
yeah,
not bad at positioning, so
yep, yeah. Also, know your enemies or exclusive is also good. If you to try to get like a better item faster on your GX,
okay.
like you want it to go for guard. All right, cool. That's it from me. I hope that was helpful. I will catch you around. If you have any questions, you can shoot them my way. All right.
Okay, thanks so much. Have a nice day.
All right, no problem. You too. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Was that good? Did everyone like that? Also, I missed a couple follows. Thanks for the follow, Bolder Than. Thank you for the follow, Liquid SNC. And oh, thank you for the follow, Riot Ray Young. Wait, are you a rioter too? Or do you just like Riot? Oh, Liquid. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay. Was that good? Did people like that? You're a rioter? Oh wait, what team do you work on? Have we met before? I'm sorry if we have. Yeah, I'm gonna do a recap. That was good, but you should ask him why he's a meanie. I used to work on law, work in R&D now. Oh, okay, we probably haven't crossed paths then. That's fun though. Let me just I was lurking, I learned a lot. Oh yay! Hi Mo! Didn't name it cry once. I wanted to. Okay. I'm gonna do a recap, but I just wanna close this out with Broseph really quick. Because I feel like I definitely need to recap that. There was a lot of information. Yeah, he said all the things so I don't have to. At least I can say now Broseph said this, so it's not my fault when things go wrong. Oh my God. No, he was nice. He was nicer to me than Saint was. And Saint was pretty nice. I just give him a hard time. The nicest coach definitely is still Ripple though. By a lot. Ripple is like too nice to me. Wait, that's embarrassing now. You are the nicest coach. I didn't want to cry at all during our sessions. Joseph was so mean to the previous student. If you saw our stream chat, we were saying how nice. Was it? Wait, really? Oh, okay. That's really good. Because I'm pretty sure I made him upset on several times. I felt like I was rage baiting him. I just have a lot of anxiety when I play. I did. I felt bad. Person needed QSS. I think he just figured out early there was a sweet summer child on his hands. Maybe. Okay, why do I not know my passwords? Does anyone know my password? I don't. Alright, I want to recap what we learned. 123 password, yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay. Well, number one thing. I need to have a plan. Which I used to have a plan, but I'm also a flex player, quote unquote, which is bad. It's a bad word. Only flex if you're making a stronger front line. Shut up. Okay. Hello. Sorry, I'm making a new password. So just, give me a second. I'm gonna use your suggestions for my new password. I'm just kidding. Okay. Pancake 123. That's a good one. Have bad attack. There's no numbers in that. That's not a secure password. Oh, that one's good. That one's actually a good one. Bro, why is it making me do all this? Anyway. Wait, did I miss Broseph coaching? Yes, but there's a VOD. It literally just finished. So if you go back like 1 hour, you can watch it. It was good. I'm about to do a recap, but I'm trying to get into my account right now. Okay, good enough. I'll do this in a second. All right. We need to recap now. So the notes I wrote while we were going was, okay. Think about having a solid early game plan. Know what you want to play early. Obviously get more comfortable with losing to prioritize Items don't always like level. Um, Figure out what the best opener you have is. Lean on that to 1 if you don't have an opener. You can make gold aggressively and then roll for bard on 2-3. Play off of who you hit. If you just don't have direction, you're effectively kind of just picking your favorite opener, but having a plan is better than not having a plan. Because the goal obviously is to win as many rounds as possible over the course of the game. Don't forget to hold traits that can help with your plan. Obviously make sure you're building 3 items. Considering your items, we went through the red buff example. What does red buff do when you're building red buff? Not building items that do the same thing on the same carry. Not gonna lie, when he said all this, these are all things I wanted to tell you, but not a phrase. Why is everyone saying that? You're all just like, oh yeah, I knew all of this. I knew all of this, I just didn't want to help you. Okay, thanks. Thanks, everyone. We knew all your problems. Just holding it back. We just like to hate watch you instead. I think I explained why last night. So I'm just teasing you. Okay. And yeah, I have to work on my stage 4 front line. I have to roll more. Who knew? I always felt like I had to roll less. I always thought I overrolled. You do not overroll. I think that that's kind of the key things. Well, like the only reason I never like to roll down too much on 4-2 is then I would again worry about having the gold to go 9. Because I've been in many games that like I roll too much on 8, then I have a level 8 board. I never go 9, and then I lose because I'm still level 8 and everybody else went 9. You overrolled last set in the final few patches. If you're playing Fast 9, you're definitely overrolling, but that's because you're playing Fast 9. You need to think about the goal though, don't just blindly roll. I mean, yeah. The goal of rolling on 8 is almost always to upgrade 4 costs. This set is different because of how long level 7 and stage 3 damage is. It's so confusing. If you're playing Yunara, it's not a fast 9, it's a fast 8. But the better variant is a level 9 comp. Like Set is a 5 cost. And he carries that comp so much. Yeah, but if you stabilize at 8 and you overstabilize, then you never get to 9. It's like it's an internal problem. Level 9 is the cap board. Oh. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Well, I have to take a few more notes. I have to actually take a lunch break today. I can't like go right into games, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to. But I have an appointment in like 30 minutes, so we'll take like an hour break. Um, but I just wanna write everything down so that I can come back and get the coaching, like apply it tonight. If you're two starring 4 costs, it's always a level 8 board, even if you're capping at level 9. Draven carries a true level 9 board because you're stable enough on Draven to go 9 and not roll on 8. Oh. See, that makes sense to me. I think you resonate more with the Draven Kindred Noxious board than Yunara. You like level 9's board. Well, yeah, because I actually like fast 9s. Like actual fast 9s. That is like if I can just be giga strong through like stage 2 and 3, lose a bit in stage 4, and then be giga at 9, that is what I want to do almost every game. Saint left a lasting impact. He did. He got me to Masters. Are you kidding me? My play after that coaching was insane. I was an absolute demon by the end of last set. I would like cry if I went back and looked at my VODs from last set. I was actually very good by the end. And you say I'm telling you lies. Last set I was very good. I just thought that like my ability to flex would be rewarded more this set, and it doesn't. Like it does, but it doesn't. Because there's like still a lot of fundamentals and stuff. So we'll see. I'm glad that some of that is good, but that playstyle is fine. I just think you don't realize scenarios where you are win loss and not winning stage 3. No, yeah, for sure. You can't afford rush 9 at a certain point. The econ stage damage changes is probably what's causing some stress there. Probably. Probably. Also, randomly, you know about the creep run item loot tables, right? Yes. We have the little buddy bot in our server. Or in our stream. I think that one is called... Okay. I think... Is there anything else we should recap? Or do we feel we went over everything from the coaching session? I'll review it too again, but I have therapy appointment in a little bit, so I'll come back after that. I can't remember, maybe Mew or Turbo can bring it up. Yeah. Mew or Turbo. What are like um I just want to make sure I recap well because I'm gonna like after this after I close stream, I'm gonna write everything down again. I'm gonna review my comp list Gonna do my appointment, lay down, and then come back, and hopefully things will be better. My 2-1. Yeah, did we sufficiently cover 2-1? Or was there anything else you wanted to share with me? If so, maybe just send it to me in my DMs, because I'm gonna review things before I come back. Um, but yeah, I feel really good about the coaching. I always just feel a little bit stun locked after coaching because I get a little bit like, oh my God, I'm really bad at this game. Um, but it'll be fine. I just have to like let it sink in. I don't think you had enough time or enough to explain it. Okay, got you. My highlight of today's short coaching stream was Turbo and Mew going, thank God. Slamming good items, making items that are good in your comp you're aiming for, prioritize main carry and main first 6 items. LOL, sounds like I missed all the fun. Don't worry, I have a VOD, you can watch it. I think ideally you want to take 1 to 2 things away from each coaching session so you don't get overwhelmed. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just like the emotions. It's almost good I have therapy. Like, so I just got coached in TFT. If you're attempting to flex, I think what he said wasn't wrong. AP opener kind of lists slam the spark anyway. Yeah, I should have. Especially since I had 2 invokers. I definitely should have. Okay, let's I'm not gonna be gone for too long, but let's do a quick raid to one of my homies. And I'll be back in like 90 minutes. You did a really great at explaining your thinking, was really good for good teaching. Okay, good. I know, I felt like I was rage baiting him, but I was like, no, I swear to God, I'm not like actually that bad of a player. Like I'm kind of bad, but I do make decisions off of information. Just sometimes the information is like misleading. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go say hi to Katawin. Hopefully she's having a better day than me. Okay. See you soon. Yeah, hopefully we're gonna get some Octopath in today. Okay. See you soon.